This is my current student loan balance, $21,444. My original amount was $28,500. The lady that I spoke with on the phone told me that I can't actually choose where that payment goes. So even though I'm paying $250 extra, I can't say put that amount towards my principal.
We are slaves to student debt.
Between myself and my children, I owe $211,000 in student loan debt.
I borrowed $60,000 and now I'm $268,000 in debt.
I borrowed $70,000. Over 10 years, I paid $60,000, and I still owe $75,000 more than I borrowed.
Here's how I haven't paid my student loans and why I never will.
As it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate.
So today we'll be reacting to some student loan debt. Let's start with some student debt.
I want to talk about student loans real quick because I just found out something that is so frustrating. This is my current student loan balance, $21,444. My original amount was $28,500. So you can see I've already paid off around $7,000 worth of my student loans, which yes, I am really proud of. But I felt like I was doing everything correctly, and today I called up my student loan servicer, Ed Financial, and I said, hey, I just want to make sure that my overage that I am paying every month, because the amount that they quoted me that I should be paying towards my student loans every month is $250, at least somewhere around there. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to pay $500 a month. I'm going to double it and pay $500 a month. So I'm paying off that principal faster. And while yes, I'm paying off that principal a little bit faster, the lady that I spoke with on the phone told me that I can't actually choose where that payment goes. So even though I'm paying $250 extra, I can't say put that amount towards my principal. And the reason being that these numbers that they set saying, here, this is the suggested amount that we think that you should pay towards your student loan, is usually only really covering the bare minimum. And the reason that they do this is so that you're still accruing interest. And if you have unpaid interest because you're paying so low on your loans, that interest will then start accruing interest. And even though you're making these payments, your loan amount is going to keep going up because the interest accrues interest, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So I went in and looked, and you can see here, this is my last payment. I paid $500, $318 of that went towards my principal, around $181 went towards my interest. And if you can see here, back in October, I paid $223 in interest, which is only $25 less than my payment. And so I asked her on the phone, I said, hey, what's going on with that? And she said, you actually have unpaid interest. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. But I didn't realize my interest was accruing interest because I have these unsubsidized loans. So even though I graduated in 2020, right into a forbearance period, this still had interest from when I was in college. So I said, okay, great. That's definitely my bad. I didn't really realize that. But can I pay that unpaid interest now so that it stops accruing more interest? And she said, actually, no. Just like the fact that you can't go in and say, put this money towards my principal, you also can't go in and say, okay, put this money towards my unpaid interest.
Okay, we'll just leave it there. That's insane. That's insane. That you cannot tell them where you want your money to be. Of course, you have to pay the interest. It's not that she is trying to evade paying interest, but after the interest has been paid for the month, you cannot tell them that you want to put that money towards the principal. That's crazy. Let's read some comments. I love how they say awarded instead of borrowed, acting like it's an accomplishment. True. And I mean, they're doing these to teenagers basically. I mean, 18, 19, you're still a kid, 18. Student loans should be more straightforward than it is. College students, recent grads, etc. shouldn't be expected to navigate this. This is a really, really, really good point. There should be more education on these matter.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually like, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck? So Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. Like, I owe $90,000 and I didn't even spend that much on school. Like, any rich person, please tap in. Like, Kourtney Kardashian, like, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding more. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. Like, this should not be legal, bro. I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have, like, a rich relative who can pay that for you? No! My family's poor! Like, no! And the worst fucking part is, bro, look where I am. Like, I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to, like, be here because it makes me feel better.
Oh, wow. The coworker, like, you don't have a rich relative that can pay for you. That would be nice for most of us, but that's not the case for most of us. But that's insane. That it's insane. Let's read some comments. Student loans should be 0% interest. I can see that being a problem, but I mean, not 7%. Definitely, that's way too high for someone trying to build their life. I can't afford a house because I went to college. That that's most of the people I know. I don't own a house, but that's most of the people I know that have a student loan. They would have enough for a down payment of a really cool, big, beautiful house, but they still have to pay their student debt. The amount of sheer greed it takes to put a 17% interest rate on student loans disgusts me. 17, it's just gross, astronomical. I can only imagine credit cards being like 32%, 24%, but student loans, that's insane. Even if your family was rich, 17% interest, it's insane. It is insane. Making a mandatory class before you get a student loan, government is not going to like that, but how else can you prevent these kids from signing things they don't understand? It's insane.
Here's how I haven't paid my student loans and why I never will. You don't have to pay them back. All you have to do is re-enroll in community college and take any fucking associate's degree. Dance, pottery, doesn't matter. As long as you're in school taking part-time classes, it will defer your loans for another year. Rinse and repeat.
That's a crazy advice. I don't know if that's a good advice or not. I mean, it can buy you some time, but it will eventually cut up. You cannot be 80 years old, enrolled in school, and trying to manage life. Like, what are you gonna do next? When, like, if you ever plan to have kids, how is that gonna work? You still need time for your family. What if you get sick and you can't get enrolled? Like, it will hunt you down. That's definitely not the advice I would give. But I mean, on his dashboard says 142K. That's way too much. I wonder how many years he's been abusing this hack. But I wouldn't recommend. Let's see some comments. So just go to school forever. Basically, that's the hack, the bug in the system. They will garnish your retirement so you can retire all. That is true. That is true. They will find a way to get their money back. So take over more debt. School classes is not free, are not free. True. They're not free. I mean, for what I can see here from my friend, he doesn't really care that much. $142,000 in student loan debt. It's not for the weak.
Many of us can't pay our student loans anymore, and I have 5 options. They go from standard to more unhinged at the end of the list. Who the hell am I? I'm someone who's simply been paying her student loans since 1998. I have paid them off once in their entirety, and I now owe more than double the original amount. So you might not want to take my advice if you want to pay them off someday. But if you do want to pay them off someday and you can't make the payments right now, your options are deferment and forbearance. You can go on studentaid.gov and check out those options. Like I said, those are the more traditional options. If you don't qualify for any of those and you still have hope that you could pay your loans off someday, the other option is to just skip months. They will allow you to go for 270 days late before you will go into default. And in default is where they start going after you for garnishment. So if you just pay them every other month or whatever you can afford every 45 days, it will buy you some money, lessen your payment in that way. And while it'll hurt your credit score, it'll do a whole bunch of things like tack on more interest, it will not land you in the garnishment arena. So you want to stay out of that 270-day late place.
Okay, we're not gonna finish it, but yeah, that's some advice. Do the bare minimum and wait as long as you can so they don't garnish your wages. I mean, it might work for someone. I mean, it worked for her. Not sure if that's the path most of us want to take. Okay, well, let's read some comments. When we die, student loan disappear. Sad but true. This makes me so sad for my kids. Exactly. Imagine you having to pay your student loans while your kid is in college or in university. Like, that's insane. You have to be paying for your kids. Well, I wouldn't pay for them, but you haven't even finished yours when you know your kid it's taking student loans. It's insane. Here's one that says leaving the country sounds feasible. I mean, yeah, that's another option. You can leave the country, leave behind your family, your friendships, your everything, and avoid the student loans. I mean, if you don't have too much to lose, it's not a bad idea. Let's see. Let's watch another video.
We are slaves to student debt.
Between myself and my children, I owe $211,000 in student loan debt.
I borrowed $60,000 and now I'm $268,000 in debt.
I borrowed $70,000. Over 10 years, I paid $60,000, and I still owe $75,000 more than I borrowed.
The interest is so high and it's compounded daily, it's predatory.
If these loans don't go away, they're going to garnish my Social Security. So not only do I not have any retirement savings, I have less than what I was promised for every time I paid my Social Security out of my paycheck for the last 40 years.
I'm the very first person in my family that ever went to college. But I am the worst off right now than everybody in my family.
Taking out student loans was the worst mistake of my life.
Life insurance policies just to pay student debt. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Yes.
Joe Biden can fix this, and he can fix it today. There's the provision 902.2, which allows the Department of Education to discharge debts based on the age of the debtor.
Biden, don't forget, cancel student debt.
Unless Biden does something about it, it's never going to stop.
Time is running out.
Well, this they're calling for Biden to do something. So this is a bit old. Says December 18, 2024. It is crazy that you just go for $10,000 and then you have to pay 100,000. That's insane. I mean, that's not what they said, but basically they borrowed 60K and now they owe $268,000. That's insane. That's insane. One of the comments says generational debt. Can you imagine normalizing that? I mean, that's insane. This is criminal to do to people. I mean, you're not forced into it, but it also doesn't help that you have a 17% interest rate. That's insane. Like 7% is it's already too high. Imagine that. Um, it's not the loan itself, it's the interest. Exactly. That's the main point here. It is not the student loan. Like what if you give it a 1%? You will still make your money back. What about a 2%? You will still make your money back. I mean, unless they decide not to pay, but I would be more incentivized to pay if I know I can pay it. If not, why would I even care? If it's astronomical, I don't see a point in trying. But I guess that's my opinion here. Well, let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.